All right, here we are. Hi guys, my name is Camy. I am nutrition and fitness coach. My specialty is balance. I teach balance eating. I'm also semi-gluten free, and I love waffles. And I'm here with Justin. He's out of Sacramento, California. I am based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Justin, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I run my company On Point Fitness and Nutrition. We do pre-made food fitness programs for people that don't want a trainer, they just want a guideline. And then I do one-on-one training, group training, anything that involves trying to kind of same thing you said with living a healthy lifestyle, balance and understanding that my whole thing is that you can eat a cupcake, work out, and still be healthy and trim and lean.
Yeah, cool. So why do you like cupcakes so much?
I started when I was a kid. My mom loves salt and chips, and I didn't like it. I always went for the candy and the sweets and the cakes.
Cool.
And then, to be real with you, I started liking the ratio of frosting to cake products with
Right.
cupcakes. Felt
Yeah.
like you got more frosting, so I started to like cupcakes better. And
Okay.
then we started having us in Sacramento. We had this icing on the cupcake where you buy a Groupon thing, and I got addicted even more. And then more cardio happened after that, and it just
Yeah.
became yeah.
Yeah,
That's how.
so let's go from there. Let's kind of talk about balance a little bit because I think you and I both have probably gone overboard on cupcakes or like I like cookies a lot and I've definitely probably finished off like a whole bag of cookies in like one night, maybe 2 nights. Like maybe it'll take me 2 days. So let's talk about kind of how like are you more balanced now and how did you get there?
With balance and stuff like that, I have a ratio, so I kind of know the calories based on cupcakes and what you're eating and stuff like that. So I do a
Mhm.
cardio ratio pretty much. So I know if I eat a cupcake, I pretty much got to do 30 to 60 minutes of cardio to offset it.
For
So I
one
live that.
cupcake? For one
Yeah,
cupcake?
one
Okay.
cupcake, 600
Okay.
calories. 600
Yeah.
calories, about an hour worth of cardio.
Got you.
So, but see,
Okay.
I'm all about planning it too. So if I know that on a Saturday I'm gonna have a couple cupcakes, I'll go and actually do cardio at about 15 minutes for about 4 days. Gives me my,
Okay.
but I got to do a lot more than that because I don't eat just one cupcake. I go for like
Yeah.
two or three. So
Okay.
it's all
Okay.
about balance. Uh,
Yeah.
let's talk about food. Speaking of food, I understand that you like cupcakes not as much as I do, but waffles and brownies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's hear your combo and how you deal with that.
Okay. Okay. So here's my thing. I want to put me back on here. So here's I used to go overboard, like because I used to restrict myself from a lot of things. Let me get this out of here. I used to restrict myself from a lot of stuff, and then once I stopped restricting myself, I felt like then I didn't crave it so much. So now every morning I have gluten-free waffles with egg whites and turkey bacon. So I just make sure I get enough protein when I have like a treat. So when I eat my treats, I'll have a protein shake with it. So if I'm gonna have my cookies, I'm gonna have a protein shake with it so that it doesn't spike my blood sugar. Because when you spike your blood sugar, it spikes your insulin. When your insulin spikes, you automatically go into fat storage mode and your body doesn't burn fat anymore.
Oh,
So I try to do
completely.
it in that way and try to keep my blood sugar stable. Or I'll time it. Like I don't do hard that much cardio. Except you and I need to start doing more cardio since we are doing a half marathon. So that's one thing. You can just plan to do a half marathon and that'll help, right?
So did you just? I think you just threw me right in there where I have to do it now because you made it public.
Yep.
So
You didn't register yet?
no, I didn't register.
Oh,
I was looking
yep.
for coupons.
Yeah. No, there was a coupon. I think I sent you guys one. You missed out on it, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sign up in time, but that's why I ran my 4 miles yesterday. So I
Got
can start
you. So
training
you're
because
like pretend like you're gonna train along with us, but you may or may not do it.
well since I'm being called out in public,
Yeah. I
I'll
figured that's why I do that.
yeah I'll end
Yeah.
up doing it. I'm sure Gary put you up to it, but
Yeah. No,
yeah.
he did. No, he didn't. He didn't. Legit. I'm signed up, and I realized I only have 16 weeks to train, and I'm right at the 3 mile mark. Like I'm comfortable with the 3 mile. And 13 miles is a lot more than 3 miles, so I need to start running. I'm not a long distance runner, so.
Yeah, completely. Which that's where you can have extra cardio and maybe have an extra couple
Well, that's
brownies
what
and
I was thinking.
waffles.
I was like, carbon up, like get those waffles. I'm gonna need those waffles, extra waffles.
Oh yeah, completely. I was
So
thinking more like cardio wise the day of the race too. You know, we run 13 miles. We're gonna go and have whatever we want to eat after that.
Yeah. See, and that's a good time. That's a good time to have your treat meals, right? Right after your workout, because you need those carbs and you need extra calories. So that's a perfect time to go get some frozen yogurt. That's also one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Um,
completely.
yeah, so I agree.
You know,
Um,
what's funny is I'll tell a little side story here, but
yeah,
cupcakes always come back into the story, so it will happen all the time. So
yeah,
bear with me about the cupcakes. So we were doing an experiment and we took 2 cupcakes, ate them, and went for a bike ride. So you know
okay.
how people talk about you got to have carbohydrates when you do cardio and stuff
Yeah,
like that if you're not doing
yeah,
fasted cardio. So
yeah.
we took 2 cupcakes. There's 3 of us, me plus 2 others, and we were booking it for like a half an hour out. And
That
we're like,
sugar, right?
oh, completely. The sugar hits your muscles right away. But here's the problem: we started coming home, and our bodies started going downhill. Just started plummeting. So
Right,
sugar is good for your body, but knowing what type of sugar to put into your body is the most
right.
beneficial part of eating right when you work out. So
Yeah,
carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, brown rice, probably would have been a little better, sustained my energy level. But it was a good
yeah,
experiment. It was fun.
yeah.
Got to eat cupcakes. So.
No, you know what? And I find that same thing. Like if I do have a treat, like I will treat myself to frozen yogurt probably twice a month, and I'll go all out. I'll get whatever I want. I will eat it, like be so happy. When I get home, I will fall asleep on the couch. Like an hour later, I'll just pass out because I have that sugar high and I crash and I will pass out for
Hmm.
like an hour. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I wake up like freaked out because I didn't know what happened. But yeah, the sugar definitely affects your body,
Oh yeah,
especially
completely.
when you start eating healthier.
And
I think it helps.
that's I mean something that people don't pay attention to, and they don't really go through their body trial and errors to see how sugar
Right.
actually responds to your body.
Yeah.
So like some people like brown rice, some people like sweet potatoes for carbs. You gotta kind of pick what your body likes best
Yeah.
and the
Well,
best way to do it.
how do you figure out what your body likes? How do you go around about doing that? Like, let's
Uh,
say I'm a person that just eats white bread and white pasta right now, and that's what I do. What would you say to them?
I would tell you to research the glycemic index, understand the value system that they have. They do a system based on what the sugar does to your body and how
Hmm.
fast it spikes your glucose levels in your body. And if you want to sustain it longer, you want to go towards the medium to low side. If you want fast sugar into your blood, you want to go higher, which
Hmm.
is going to be your starchy carbs like, white pasta, stuff like that. So glycemic index is my favorite index to look at for how
Yeah.
carbs actually do it. Because we
Do you
don't
have
have to
any
eat.
examples? Do you know like a couple few that are low on the glycemic index?
Yeah, when you go like berries and you go towards that, like sweet potatoes are towards the medium to low part of it.
Hmm.
Potatoes pretty much in general are medium, and then when you go wheat pastas, it's based on fiber too. So the more fiber you have per ratio for carbohydrates, you
Yeah.
get less spikage of your glucose levels too.
Okay.
So
So that
it's
brings me to another point. What's your take on fruit? How many servings of fruit a day? And what do you think about
uh,
that?
fruit's awesome. I would eat fruit, but it goes back to that glycemic index. I mean, you look at like raspberries, blackberries, they're tart compared to other fruits because they don't have
Hmm.
as much sugar. And it's also going to be lower on the glycemic index versus like a banana that's going to be higher. I'm
Right.
not saying to like restrict yourself from bananas, but timing in the day, you don't want a banana at 10 o'clock at night when you're about to
Yeah.
go to bed. So, I mean, timing is everything during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I hear a lot of people, they think they're eating really healthy. And like I had a client that told me she eats a grapefruit for breakfast, and then she eats grapes for lunch, and then she eats a lean cuisine, and then she eats chips. And nowhere in that whole time frame has she had any amount of protein at all in her entire day. But she also told me that she eats really well. That's what she told me, and that she listed all those things. So I think it's just learning what eating well means, and I think having balance of all the macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and protein is important.
Yeah, completely. And when you get that balance, your body starts to change quicker. You don't feel like
Hmm.
you're suffering as much, and you start to see results. And that's what the big benefit of eating healthy
Yeah,
is. So,
yeah. So let's take a few questions. I have a couple questions listed here that people have written me, emailed, and texted me. One of them is, why am I not seeing results? So I get this a lot. People, they started a workout program. They've been going at it really hard for like a month, and they're frustrated because they haven't seen new results. What would you say to them, or what would you recommend?
I would say patience, sticking through it. I mean, your body is not going to change overnight, just like you didn't get that weight gain overnight.
Yeah.
It takes a while for your body to change. I mean, if you look at how your body responds to calories, it's 3,500 calories you have to burn to burn
Hmm.
a pound. So, I mean, if you think how much cardio that is, it's an
Yeah.
extra pretty much, 6 hours a week just to burn a pound in cardio.
Yeah. Well,
So, if
yeah. So I have two questions. Well, first I have an example. I
you
gained
told me you only had one, now you're throwing two at
I
me.
know I got it
It's
just
gonna get
made me think of
confusing for me.
something.
It's
We're
gonna
gonna have
get
extra
confusing.
questions. I'll break it down for you. So my example is this. I did the math. I gained when I got hurt, I got my back injury October 2013, gained 20 pounds by December. So in 2 months, I gained 20 pounds. Took me until like now. So it took me a year and a half to take 20 pounds on or to take 20 pounds off after working out and like eating right. So I think that puts it into perspective for people to say like to do it the right way, it is going to take time for you to take it off. So you just have to stay consistent with it. Um,
Very, very, very true.
my second question is this: cardio or weight training? What do you think's better for fat loss?
I believe in the combo.
Okay.
I give my clients and everybody that I interact with, friends or family, I give them the example of the Michelin Man.
Hmm.
Everybody's seen that logo for the tire company.
Yeah.
It's the big blob. It has the rolls, and I give people an example. If you just do cardio nonstop, you're just going to become a smaller version of that.
Yeah.
And so, do you want to sculpt your body, or you just want to be a smaller version of what you already have?
Right.
So I tell people they need the combo between weight training, resistance training, whether it's all body weight exercises
Hmm.
or hitting the dumbbells, cables, whatever it may be, plus cardio. You have to have the balance because you also want to raise your metabolism.
Right.
So you want your BMR to go up to the roof, which is the basal metabolic rate. Do you know you want to
Yeah.
explain? You want to explain the basal metabolic rate?
I basically explain it simply as that's the amount of calories your body burns when you're sitting doing nothing all day long, just to keep you alive.
Correct.
And
That's
if you have more muscle, it takes more calories to maintain that muscle. So you're burning more calories during the day.
exactly, and that's where the muscle comes in, which is the weight training and the
And
cardio.
it ties back to cupcakes because you can eat more cupcakes.
That's right, without
That's
having weight gain.
yes.
So yes,
So it's
that's
really is all about cupcakes and brownies, right?
it's all about those numbers. But
Yeah.
I don't like to be fixated on numbers. I like
Yeah.
to understand them, but I don't want to get to the point where it's like that's all you think about is ate extra 50 calories. I don't like to preach that on my clients. I want them to
Yeah.
focus on body composition and how they feel, getting
Yep.
that heart rate, resting faster when they're doing cardio, all those items, not necessarily what's the number on the weight scale. So
Yeah. No, I agree. And do you count your macros? Are you a proponent of like if it fits your macros, and do you count them?
you know what? I will do from time to time about a week to 2 weeks worth of counting my macros just to see where I'm at. And
Mhm.
I test my hungriness that way. So
Yeah.
if I raise my cardio and like if I go biking 3 days and I'm doing 30 miles each biking trip, I'm going to burn about 1,000 calories there. And so I test my metabolism that way. So I'll start counting calories
Hmm.
because if I start feeling hungry, then I will increase my calories because I don't like to be hungry.
Right. Yeah,
I
I
don't like to be
agree.
I don't like to be stuffed either, but I don't like to be hungry. So I
Yeah.
like to I'd say about every quarter, about 4 times a year, I do about a 2 week window, and then I
Mhm.
get used to eating that same amount of calories every day, and my body, pretty much gets adjusted to it.
Yeah. So that brings it back. Another point I want to make about being balanced too. So when I first started, I think a lot of ladies do this when they start. They will restrict their calories, right? They'll take their calories down really low to like 1200 and then they'll do extra cardio. So they're kind of doing double. They're doing both. And I found that's when I would go through like a whole entire jar of peanut butter because I was so hungry. I was trying to do my cardio and I was doing so much like reduction of the calories. So I think that kind of brings it back to listening to your body and listening to how you're feeling. And it like more cardio doesn't mean better. And like restricting your calories super low doesn't mean better either.
Yeah, how many calories do you tell your clients to eat as a
I will
minimum?
never take a lady under 1200.
Yeah, me too.
Like
Yep.
ideally, I will try to get their calories as high as possible. And their carbs also as high as possible.
Yeah, definitely. The 1,200 calories. I'll reiterate that because most people don't realize like catabolism hits you at that time. And
Mhm.
so your body's actually going for the muscle versus your fat for energy. And
Yeah.
so you might lose some weight on the scale, but you're actually changing your ratio of fat and you're raising it versus your muscle ratio.
Uh-huh.
And so you're actually doing the worst thing for your body and actually slowing that BMR down, the basal
Right.
metabolic rate
Right.
again. And so I'm a full believer in the 1,200 calories or more to actually kind of
Yeah.
eat more to lose more
Yep.
philosophy. And so, I mean, I look at your posts, they fly through my Facebook feed and Instagram. I mean, you're eating waffles, you have your
Yeah.
fun. I see your yogurt pop through and stuff like that. But you understand what your body takes for calories and you don't restrict it.
Right.
So
What and,
that's
and
what's
so
kind of
what
like,
I do, like my thing, yeah, you see me eating like brownies and you'll see me eating waffles, but like I said, I always pair with protein. And I get 2 protein shakes a day. Like without fail, I get those in and they're actually meal replacements. So I know at least those protein shakes are complete nutrition for my meals. So then I already know then my 3 other meals, because I eat like 300-calorie meals, my 3 other meals, then they can be more of a fun thing as long as they're still
yeah,
balanced with protein, fat, and carbs.
completely.
Yeah.
Completely. And
So
I mean, that's truly, I mean, if we want to reiterate a couple words that we're talking about this entire Google Hangout, you can talk about balance. I mean,
yeah.
that's the bullet point right there. It's just balance is everything in life, and you really got to do it with food,
Yep.
diets and working out too. So,
Yeah. I agree. Okay, I have that. We talked about best training? Oh, so I know what I want to talk about. I want to see what your answer is. Because I know you have some of this in your program. The best type of cardio to do for fat loss, in your opinion.
uh, okay, I'm gonna have two parts to this.
Yeah.
So, part A is what injuries do my clients have?
Mhm.
And then part B is the cardio after that part. So depending on what they have, if they have any injuries with their knees, hips, anything of that sort, I usually stick them on the least friction based workouts. Swimming, biking would be my
Yeah.
top two because I think those are more endurance. If you want like a killer workout for cardio, I usually stick to high intensity workouts when it comes to
Mhm.
that. So I might put a half an hour workout through for my clients where it's basically push ups, abs, no weighted stuff, but they're moving constantly. So they're
Yeah.
keeping the heart rate up, using those muscles at the same time. So they're getting cardio.
Okay.
Stairs would be outside stairs if you can find a parking garage, stadium, a big building that has a bunch of floors you can run up and down.
Yeah.
That would probably be one of the top ones I recommend. And then the second
Do
one
you
would
do
be
that for ladies and guys?
completely all
Yeah.
shapes and sizes too.
Because stairs are good for the glutes, right?
Completely the glutes, the
Okay.
whole entire leg system, and then also you're increasing your VO2 max eventually too, where your cardio, your lung
Okay.
capacity actually increases, and then you're actually better for when you do like long runs, stuff like
So
that.
we should be running on those stairs for this half marathon that we're doing.
Completely, yes. You should do balance. Basically, if you do elevation training, right, and you
Yeah.
go down on more of a flat kind of terrain, you're going to be a lot
Mhm.
better.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I do stairs personally. I like to do them at least once a week.
Hmm.
I don't know. What's your
No.
thoughts? Do you like indoor cardio or outdoor cardio?
Well, so I'm gonna do a little plug, a little one. I think hit, like you said, high intensity interval training is where it's at. Because I kind of say I don't like cardio. I'm a sprinter. I'm not a long distance cardio person. You put me in a pool, I would drown. Like I can swim, but I'm just not good. I'm just not good at it. And
You can
biking,
float.
I'm not really good at it either. So I could float. I could backstroke probably. Um, but so I like to get it done and over with and be like pretty effective. So I'm really a fan of hit training, which I've done in the past where I would do like 1 minute, 1 minute intense. So let's say we're on a treadmill, 1 minute running at like an 8, and then 1 minute recovery, walking at like a 4, and do that for 30 minutes. No, I wouldn't. For a beginner, I wouldn't have them start off at 30 minutes. I'd have them start off at 10 minutes. But the point is to get those all out, like those speeds, those sprints, to be really aggressive to where you feel like, okay, I want this to stop. And I coach and train at Orange Theory Fitness, and that's what I've been doing. And now I'm in the gym way less. I'm in the gym like 2 or 3 times a week because I'm doing 3 1-hour full body workouts with my cardio. And it sounds like that's what you do too when you have your clients kind of doing that metabolic stuff, push
Yeah,
up, body weight
completely.
stuff, high heart rate. It's just more effective. You don't have to do as
No,
much.
completely, and you combine the cardio, so you don't become the smaller version of the Michelin Man,
Yeah, yeah,
and you become that sculptor. So you have the tools in your tool belt now, and you're sculpting your body
yeah,
as you're getting that cardio.
yeah.
So
No, and
it's kind of
I want to say one more other thing though, because I think we've both done this. Is really important to do strength training, like traditional strength training, to gain the muscle that you want. Um, Now, unless have you ever had any clients that you only put on that metabolic functional training?
actually no, I do a balance combo between
Okay.
everything. It gets
Yeah.
boring too to be on the same exercise program all the time.
Well, right.
So
If you're like, we're doing bicep curls again, or we're doing like the basic movements. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, compound exercises get boring after a while, so you got to do a variation.
Yeah.
I like to do cardio hit programs and then compound exercises. I like to hit the dumbbells. I like to hit the weight machines. Give
Mm-hmm.
them a balance between everything because it's not just as much physically beneficial for them, but mentally
Right.
because they're intrigued to keep doing more and learning more. So they're able to go to the gym and feel like they're more comfortable.
Yeah.
And so that's what I like is where they can actually, when you're not there, they feel like walking in front of a group of, people jumping
Yeah.
in, grabbing those dumbbells and being like, I know what I'm going to do and
They're
taking ownership
confident.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. So that's another good point. Now we're trainers, so I think people think that we're like motivated all the time, but so there's two parts to this question. Number one is like, how do you keep yourself motivated? And then number two, how do you keep your clients motivated?
So me personally, in order to keep myself motivated, I go through periods too, running your own business, doing everything that you're trying to do to
Mm-hmm.
grow it. You tend to lose focus sometimes. And I'm fortunate enough that like one of my best friends is actually a trainer too.
Yeah.
And so I call him a genetic freak because he is. And he's the one I ran, 4 miles with yesterday. I wouldn't have ran that 4 miles yesterday. I was
Yeah.
tired, but he's like, let's go. I was like, all right, I'll show up. And
Yep.
I have accountability partners, just like, when I have my
Yeah.
clients, they need accountability. That's what I'm there for. I need the same thing sometimes. I get busy and tired,
Yeah.
but when you have
That's
people telling you
awesome.
to show up, you show up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
Now,
what I'll segue real quick. So I grabbed one of my clients and I said, listen, I have to run. I have to train for a half marathon and I don't want to. I said, will you just come to the gym with me? Will you come to the gym with me on the
yeah,
treadmill and
yeah.
just like walk beside me? So she's gonna come tomorrow with me and I'll either run 3 or 4 miles tomorrow.
See, that's perfect because she gets
Yeah,
extra calorie burn. You get your
yeah,
cardio accountability, and you're
yeah.
set that way.
It's perfect.
That's no, that's awesome. And
Yeah,
that's what it really comes down to is that accountability. How do you show up and make yourself be there when you're supposed to be there? If I make a plan and I'm supposed to be there at 5 o'clock, I show up at 5 o'clock. I don't
yeah,
cancel on people.
yeah.
So if I know that I say yes, I'll be there. I show
Yeah.
up.
So like
So
tonight, even though there was no internet in your gym, you're here and you're in your car because you're gonna make it happen.
yeah, I actually
Yeah?
parked. That's why you see, outside the windows, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some
Nice.
Ecolodge hotel that I'm sitting in the parking lot, so I don't get pulled
No
over and get a
excuses,
ticket.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I
No
love it.
excuses, only solutions.
There you go.
Yes, find a way to make it happen, and it will happen. So,
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. All right, cool. So we've been on almost 30 minutes already. I think it's probably good, but I want to talk about any other questions that you had from anybody that wrote into you that I missed
I,
out on?
a lot of people just talk about, what do they do for, to reiterate the balance thing. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. How do they do what we do
Hmm.
and make themselves successful without falling off the bandwagon?
Yeah.
And so the biggest one, I'd say the question I get is, how do I not drop off and stop working out and stop
Yeah.
eating healthy? What do I do? And it's just about, planning everything. So when you go out to eat, when you
Hmm.
go out to drink with friends, you can have some alcohol. It's like, what do you do for that alcohol?
Yeah.
I tell people, a shot of alcohol is 110 calories roughly. It doesn't matter what one you do.
Hmm.
It's the margaritas, stuff like that, that starts creeping up on you for calories. So,
Because of sugars,
doing,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like do a lemon and lime back, you know, mixed up, shaken, and you can have less calories there. Same amount of
Right.
alcohol, tastes just as good, and you're not getting the extra calories.
Yeah.
So, like when I go
Now,
out to
do
eat,
you drink? Do you drink fairly often or not really?
you know what? There's weeks I don't drink, and then there's a week I'll have it where it's hot and you did a bunch
Yeah.
of cardio, and I'll have a few beers one night, a few beers another night.
Yeah.
If I feel like it, I have it. I don't want to tell myself no just
Right.
because,
Right.
So
And see,
it,
I'm the opposite where I really don't drink anymore. There's times where I'm like, I'll try to have a glass of wine, but it's not as satisfying as like cake. So if I go out to dinner and I have to choose like wine or cake, I want the dessert. So I'm gonna get the dessert.
Oh,
I think
completely,
that to me
completely.
that's more satisfying. And now that I've been eating clean and eating really well, alcohol just affects me. It like makes me feel sick like for days afterwards. So I just choose not to. Um,
And, and you know
but
that's where you know your vice is going to
yeah,
be. Hey, I want dessert instead of drink, so you do
yeah,
dessert. And so that's what you understand for your own personal body, which is great.
yeah,
And that's where people need to start understanding that you
yeah,
can't have all the junk food and expect it to be gone. You kind of have to choose one or the other, but
yeah.
it's not where you have to restrict yourself completely.
Yeah, and
I
some
t-
people have a glass of wine every night, and I think that's fine. You just can't have wine and potatoes. Like have the wine and have that be your carbohydrate with your
well,
your dinner.
well, I've also seen those wine glasses that look like gallon jugs.
Hmm.
And there's people like, I only had a glass of wine. Well, you had
Hmm.
like a whole bottle in that glass. So,
Right. Yeah.
you
Portion
gotta,
control.
yeah, exactly. I'll have like Bud Light, like three Bud Lights, about 300 calories.
Hmm.
It's only 12 grams of carbs. So if I have it at night, it's not gonna basically raise my glucose levels. So I
Yeah.
know that the fat storage isn't as high.
Now,
So
what
I don't.
about do you get cravings when you start to drink? I know that's a lot of people, they drink, but then they end up eating nachos and they go out to Mexican food and then they eat too much. So, what do you say on that?
Well, I'm pretty good about having like a balance of like I'll have a healthy meal with me. So I
Yeah.
might have like a turkey burger with some sweet potato fries next to me, and I'm eating that as
Hmm.
I'm drinking the beer. So I'm feeling like I'm eating junk food, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I have my own cookbook, stuff like that. So I put that out on ebook, and so I
Yeah.
actually use my own recipes. I don't just shove it in front of people, be like, eat healthy, do it right. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I take these recipes, I eat it, I enjoy it, and I take those components and apply them to my own life. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the first thing that I tell. I have a ebook cookbook. It's a free one. It's just a couple recipes that I made, but protein brownies is on there. And it's
mhm.
legit. It tastes like real brownies. Like you could give it to your friend and they would think it's real brownies without protein in it.
Oh yeah,
So,
completely.
yeah.
That's what the best part about what's getting creative.
Yeah.
I consider like food and diet and getting creative is like basically artwork.
Right.
Like you look at all the paintings that you see out there, like Picasso, Christopher Lassen, stuff like that. They're all different, but they're all awesome and
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But if you look at the food the same way, you can architect your food differently. It doesn't have to be like everybody else's, and it can still be healthy.
Right.
If it
Well, and here's
if
the
it
thing.
if it looks
We've
like
already done the
goulash,
work. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. We've already done the work. So they can get your recipes, they can get my recipes, and like they don't have to do the work that we've done. We've already figured it out. There's a bunch of recipes out there. So it literally is like follow an Instagram account and like just do what they do. There's a lot of really healthy recipes out there that are easy.
completely, and that's why one of the reasons that we got together too, the East Coast West Coast thing,
Yeah.
is that like the similarities that we have with eating healthy and balanced and stuff like
Hmm.
that is guy versus girl, we're still doing the same things.
Yeah.
We cut our calories differently, we eat differently, but our philosophies are still pretty
Yeah.
much similar. So
Yeah. I feel you. So let's tell everybody, do you, any more questions? Are we good? Do you think that's
I think most of the questions that I've been getting lately are the questions that pretty much we came across, like
okay?
BMR, what's BMR, how
Yeah.
do you balance, how
Yeah.
do you drink beer, how do you drink
Yeah.
wine? And those are all commonalities amongst the questions. So
Yeah, I agree. So either people have a sweet tooth or they have, sweet and salty, or they want wine or beer. They always want to know how they can have what they want to have. And there is a
exactly.
way to do it. There is definitely a way to do it. Um, and you'll go through phases in life too. Like I'm in a phase right now where I'm actually feeling like I want to eat cleaner and I'm feeling like I want to work out more. So when you're in that phase, you do it. And then you
Yeah.
realize like I might not be in that phase, right? I might 3 months from the down the line, I might be like, I don't really feel like it. So when you're ready, you just do it. When you're not ready, it's a phase. But you got to start somewhere. You got to do something.
Yeah, it's something. One last question I'll kind of that I get: how do I maintain my goals?
Yeah.
And so I let people know week by week. Set a goal for the week. Set a goal for the
Hmm.
day. Like you're not gonna eat junk food. You're gonna cut your carbs by 6 o'clock at night. You're gonna run 3 miles
Right.
this week. So if you take a half a mile for 6 days and you reach that 3 miles, you still made it. And
And
so
I love that because I forgot. I've been doing this for a while, right? I used to do that. I would write in a journal every day, like for the week, what I was doing. And it would be like, drink a gallon of water. Like it would be something simple, or like make sure I get my protein or my supplements. Now it's just natural, right? Like now I don't have to do it, but it's like the practice of doing that in the beginning is what makes it a habit for you. So you don't even have to think about it anymore.
And that's exactly right. And that's why you can't just have this big goal. I want to drop 20 pounds. I want to look like me
Yeah.
at Men's Health or Iron Man magazine.
Yeah.
You got to go through and actually set small goals to get you to that duration. It's a
Mm-hmm.
ladder. You got to step up each ladder, step and get going on the
Mm-hmm.
process. And not to get discouraged means that you have to have little goals so you accomplish those and keep that momentum going.
Yeah. And I
Um,
mean, let's just be honest, like you're going to be discouraged. Like it's hard to see results. I feel like 3 months is probably when you start to actually see a change, but then 6 months is probably when you see a bigger, like a significant change. So I say progress pictures, they're awesome. Do them at the beginning, definitely. But I used to do them weekly or bi-weekly, and I'd put them up on bodybuilding.com on Body Space. And because I had a community there where I could be accountable to. And I know I had progress pictures out there. So I'd think before I was about to eat them because I'm like, ooh, I have to take a progress picture tomorrow. So I mean, that's what kept me accountable in the beginning. I don't do it. I do it now. I do it now probably like once a month just to see where I'm at.
Yeah. And I mean, that's, what system works for you. You've been
Yeah.
around yourself a long time. You've been in the fitness industry a long time. So
Mm-hmm.
you've kind of trialed and erred a bunch of stuff. So you kind of figured out your blueprint, and that's what you need to
Yeah.
do in order to get going. And so little goals increase every day to bigger
Yeah.
goals. And before you
But
know it,
people look at the weight on the scale too much, I think. They really do. And the weight sometimes goes up because you're gaining muscle.
yeah.
Especially for ladies, they don't want to see that.
Yeah, you take 165 pounds and 165 pounds, 200 pounds versus 200 pounds, and they're completely different.
Yeah.
One person might have more fat versus the other person. One person has more muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if you feel good, you feel healthy, you like the way you are, you don't need to be the person, next to you. Stop comparing yourself. Just
Yeah.
be I say the healthiest version of you is what I
Yeah.
call it.
And
So
I've done this, and this is for ladies at least. Like Oxygen magazine will have pictures of the girls in the back, and it'll be like she's 5'2" and she weighs 114 pounds. So
yeah.
automatically you're like, oh, like that's my goal. That's what I should weigh. Whenever it doesn't even make any sense, right? But
No, no.
I did that for so long with Jamie Eason. I was like, she's tiny, like we're the same height almost. We have completely different body types. Like I should never be comparing myself to anybody in a magazine, right? But I
Yeah.
think for ladies and probably for guys, right? Guys are comparing themselves to these guys in magazines that are most likely on steroids. And they're like, I want to get shredded like that. So you've got to be realistic in what you're comparing yourself to. And
Yeah.
also, I'm sitting at a higher body fat now than I had previously, but now I can enjoy the things that I want to enjoy. Whenever back then I was so low carb, I was lean, but I was angry like all the time because I didn't have carbs and I was like so restricted all the time.
So you weren't healthy, you weren't balanced,
Yeah, exactly.
you weren't mentally and physically together with
Yeah,
your body.
yeah,
Your physicalness was completely different versus your mental, and you start
yeah.
playing, that role with your body, and you start not enjoying life anymore. You start doing things that you normally didn't do.
Hmm.
So I mean that's off topic, but I was gonna segue into like the healthiness part. I kind
Yeah.
of wanted you to talk about your program that you have, how to get people healthier.
Oh yeah.
So we both have
Yeah.
different programs, but why don't you lead us off and tell us about, speaking of healthiness, how do
Sure.
people become a healthier version of themselves?
Yeah. The mine is called the Better Method, and it's basically an overview of all the stuff that's been going on in the industry. Like if it fits your macros, eating clean. It's an 8-week online nutrition course. You get an ebook, and then you get videos delivered to your email. And then there's also going to be a closed Facebook group with some coaching in it. So it basically breaks down everything I've learned in the past 6 years and how I was out of balance and how I was doing crazy stuff. It's designed for women who have been dieting, yo-yo dieting, ups and downs forever, and they want a solution, like finally a solution where they can feel in control of what they're eating, feel healthy, and feel happy. And that's launching at the end of the month. So if people want
Nice,
info on
nice.
it, if they want info on it, they can just go to my website, camykennedy.com, sign up for my email list. They'll get my free cookbook, and then I'll start sending some info out about the Better Method probably later this week.
Nice. So we tell it basically the age target group, the type of
Yeah,
people you're
yeah.
looking
So
for.
my ladies are typically like college age, so in 21 to probably about 40, 49. I mean, that's kind of my sweet spot. So not that I'm limiting it on how old you are, but those are the people that I usually work with.
Okay. No, perfect, perfect. I have another couple questions for you, just so I'm curious, because you
Yeah.
know, to break it down, like as a trainer and having people, not every like person that I run across is going to be a perfect client for me. So I like
Right.
having
Exactly.
better people at my disposal too, where I can refer them and be like, hey, this is a better client for you. So I have a couple more questions for you, if that's all
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Um, so I'm sure this is a rhetorical question, but I'm going to reiterate it for people that are going to listen to this.
Yeah.
So can they have treats like wine waffles, brownies, cupcakes, all that stuff while they're on the better method?
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually like, so when I called it the better method, I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like another diet that they're doing, right? I really want it to be like an educational course for them so that they feel empowered to know how to create meals. So basically, the one thing that I teach that I've used is blood sugar stabilization. So any meal I have, I try to put protein, carbs, and fats in that meal. So if I want those waffles or I want that brownie or I want cookies, I'll have it with a protein shake. Sometimes that's my dinner. Like legit, I will have cookies and a protein shake, and that's my dinner because that's what I want. So they can start to find out how that works for them and when they have their cravings, and what their cravings are for, and then
Okay,
how to kind of make that not affect their blood sugar so much.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
So I get to ask this question all the time: is how hard are
Mhm.
the workouts? And so I created a scale, like a 1 to 10 type of scale, which 1 is like beginner, and then 10 being more like advanced, like they're comfortable in the weight room, they don't need a trainer, but they
Yeah.
want to try a new program. Like scale range 1 to 10, like what's your audience? I mean, who can do it?
I'm gonna say a 5. So typically my people have been around the block. They've been in a gym. They may or may not have a personal trainer, but like they probably know what a bicep curl is. Now I do have two different things. Like I have at-home training, so you can do the training at home. But typically it's basic movements, and it's things that are pretty common. So we're not gonna do it doing stuff that's too crazy. So I'd say like a 5, a middle level. You don't need to be an expert, but for the first time being in the gym, it's going to be hard for me to explain everything to you if I'm not there in person with you. So that kind of breaks it down. You have to have some experience. You have to know how
Yeah,
to do a push up, you know?
yeah, you lose a little more detailed one-on-one when you're doing a program,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
mean, so that's great. A 5 is perfect on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I know you mentioned that they're gonna have. You said you're putting together a Facebook group,
Yep.
and
Yep.
so is that like it's gonna be anybody that ever does your program, or are you gonna have like basically one Facebook group per like? Are you running them like monthly? Are you running them
Yeah. Yeah.
weekly? I
So
mean, what are you
I'll do
doing?
them. So it's 8 weeks. So I may do them every 8 weeks, or I may do them maybe like 2 or 3 times a year. It just
Okay,
depends. But they will not, after that 8 weeks is over, they're not in that Facebook group anymore. So
okay,
they'll have an option. They'll have options for other stuff. They can coach with me one on one. But that 8 weeks is for those people who entered at that time to kind of get to know each other and talk to each other about what's working for them, what's not.
okay.
And then those people will be phased out, and we'll add a new group in for the next
All
one
right,
that we're doing.
perfect. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that's good because you make it all about the group and everybody's going through the same
Yeah.
experiences at the
Yeah.
same
Because
time.
I
So
don't want people that are in there from a long time ago, they're not even participating anymore. I want everybody to kind of be excited and ready to get started and learn for that 8 week period.
yeah, because once you create almost like a fitness family with like a group like that, people get closer
Yeah.
and then they keep each other accountable. Kind of like you said with the body space that you did on
Yeah.
bodybuilding.com, you knew that you had to put your numbers up. And so if you have to do little comments and stuff like that, it allows people to keep accountable, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are my questions that I had for you.
Okay.
So it's
Cool.
awesome.
So that's awesome. I want to ask you about yours because I looked at yours. Tell me, I know yours is called, it's 30 days, right?
Correct.
So let's start with yours on the intensity scale because I think ours are a little different. So kind of walk me through what the 30 days is.
Okay, so if you want to go 1 to 10 scale, I've had everybody from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
It's gonna basically work your body for 30 days. It's an elaborate program. You're doing double days with cardio, hit program, and weight training.
Mhm.
I've taken clients that have been 150 pounds to 300 pounds on it, men and women both. The thing I saw about it is because I do a lot of time stuff for the HIIT programs and cardio, so it allows
Yeah.
people within their own elements. So the person next to them might do 9, the person, you know, next to on the other side might do 15 in that same amount of 60 seconds, but they're all getting the same workout, which is a killer workout. They're sweating, they're
Right.
burning calories, and that's what counts.
Yeah.
So if you're starting out, you're a beginner, you can do the program, but it's going to be really, really hard for you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to learn exercises. Luckily, I put illustrations for every exercise that's in the
Yeah.
program.
I saw that. You put a lot of good work into it, so it does have it
So,
broken down.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I put
Yeah.
a lot of legwork into it for people. So if you didn't know anything about the gym, about exercising, you could do it. But if you have some basically knowledge of the weight room, it's going to be easier for you to get the program going and basically get better results quicker.
Yeah.
I would say I did a trial run. I've had a lot of people do this, but I specifically did like a trial of about 15, 20 people. And I took all the body weight and different body weights, and they all basically lost about 15 to 20 pounds.
Wow.
Some people
in
lost
30 days.
in 30 days, and I did it with them. I wanted
Yeah.
to be that instructor that I'm the type of individual that if I tell someone to do something, they know I've already done it, or I'm
Yeah.
going to experience it with them. So I like to lead not by pointing, but by basically doing it with them, being
Yeah.
right on the battlefield with them. So sweat equity, like Greg always said, you know, you got to
Yeah.
invest in sweat equity if you want to get anywhere in the fitness world. So
Mhm.
if you want to change your body, this program is definitely going to help you out with that. It's a long, grueling 30 days, but if you want something to get you to that plateau, this is definitely going to be the program.
Okay, awesome. And you have meals broken down too, right? You have everything kind of laid out for them. Like
Yeah,
when
I
they
did.
wake up to when they go to sleep, it's kind of designed for everything they have to do.
Yeah, I gave them options. There's 2-calorie diets on there, so there's
Mhm.
basically 1,400 to 1,600, and then there's 2,000 to 2,200.
Okay.
I tell them to combine MyFitnessPal and do it with it because that allows them to get kind of a better BMR ratio for their bodies.
Yeah.
And so I gave about 3 to 4 options for every meal that they could do to show them what a daily meal plan should look like.
Mhm.
So protein shakes, timing during the day, when you should eat carbohydrates, when you shouldn't. And then supplement advice, I basically broke down 5 top supplements that I think everybody should take, like fish oil, multivitamin, amino acids, protein, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then basically broke that down. So it's from top to bottom. You can open up the program. You don't need a trainer. You can be at home, work out at home. You don't need to be in the gym. So I wanted something for everybody where you didn't
Yeah.
have to spend the money for one-on-one training. So
Cool. That's awesome. How do we find out about that program, or where do we go if we want to know more?
yeah, you can actually go onpointnutrition.com.
Okay.
I stuck it under the supplement category, so excuse my website, but there is going to be a page built for programs. That's the web
Okay.
designers are doing it right now, so everything's evolving, bodies included. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a page, but it's on there if you want to buy the program. It will get emailed to you. It's a digital download, so you'll have everything that you need. There's a calendar that specifically tells you exactly, like, say Monday is when you start a program. You're going to have Fortune 500. You're going to have a HIIT 1 and cardio for 30 minutes. And then
Ooh.
Tuesday we'll have a different workout, maybe HIIT 1,
Okay.
HIIT 2 and cardio. Wednesday we'll have a different program. So you don't have to guess. You don't have to decide what program you're going to do. You just look at the calendar and be like, these are 3 I got to get done today.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what time of the day you get it done, just get it done.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. And then you have a cookbook too. Tell us how to get that. It's on your website?
Yeah. Website too,
Okay.
onpointnutrition.com. It's a digital download. I did 21 recipes.
Okay.
Because I feel like if everybody had 1 week's worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they applied that to their body, they would start to see the changes even faster because your body's built in the kitchen. I made it easy. There are 5 to 7 ingredients per recipe.
That's
easy.
awesome.
I built it for prep work. So if you want to prep your food on a Sunday, you could take these recipes and maximize your time. You don't have to spend 8 hours grueling over that stove. So
Yeah.
this is why the cookbook was created. I took out the bad and put in the good so you can enjoy like chicken fajitas, chicken enchiladas, all that type of stuff. So,
That sounds good. Awesome. Cool.
yeah.
So we'll check out your website to get that info. I think we're good. I think we close it down. So again, onpointnutrition, right? .com
Correct.
for all your info. CamyKennedy.com for all my info.
Questions.
Yeah. So
say your website one more time.
CamyKennedy.com. And then they can reach each of us through our websites, right? Is that the best way to reach us? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's phone number, email, whatever they want to do, whatever
Cool.
feels comfortable for them.
Cool.
Awesome.
And I'll put those links in the bottom. It was awesome. We're gonna do another. Let's do a part 2 next week, next Thursday if we can get together.
Same time, same place, East Coast,
Yep.
West Coast.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks,
Love
Justin.
it. I love it. All right, thanks for
All right.
having me.
Yep.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.